All right, everybody, welcome to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drink Bar. This is what we're going with right now. It's the name that we think we have. Yes, there's Reed. Very excited to see Reed in the house. If you guys want to make sure that your comments are read by as many people as possible, pop on over to YouTube. YouTube is where it's at. Facebook, also Twitch. It's on there. Instagram. I tried to get you guys involved this week. The reason that we're going on just a second or two late is because Instagram did not work very well. Lisa saying hi. Hi, Lisa. And Eunice with the pretty name. She's sending me all those claps. Is that what she's sending me? Yes. Oh, just a wave. Hi. I guess we're just all saying hi. So good to have everybody in here. We have, there was just a touch of confusion, so people might be joining just a touch late. There were some weird links that went through, and just a just a whole rigmarole that we had early, but we are back on schedule. We are doing something very interesting, I think, this week. We are not going to... Oh, thank God. Oh, where'd it go? Todd is on Facebook, everybody. I know we were worried where Todd was, but that's nice. Grant concerned that Lisa does not have a pretty name. I don't think Grant was paying attention last week. There was a few different texts about Eunice, or a few different things about Eunice, randomly having a very pretty name. And not that Lisa isn't a very pretty name. It is a very pretty name. It just wasn't part of the joke, Grant. I am sorry. Jen is loving the new lanterns. Thank you, Jen. And my good friend Eric McCoy checking in with a big old hi, Scott. Cool. We are going to go a bit deeper into some cocktailia today. I don't know if cocktailia is the way to say it, but that's what we're doing. We are going to just a little behind the scenes with what goes on with the Kush Show. First of all, we'll turn our phones off, etc. That'd be the way to go. Don't text me. I'm doing a show. A little different that we're doing a little behind the scenes. Basically, I just run out of ideas for classes. I don't run out of ideas for cocktails. There's thousands and millions of cocktails. At some point, I find a wall in just creating classes so that I can basically just shove alcohol and exotic juices down your throat. So I've decided to open up a new pathway in which to do this. Okachi, 815, I will get to you in just a minute. There's a lot, but we will talk about clear ice at some point today. So I'm just going to start a new series where I'm going to find my favorite bartenders, or at least interesting bartenders that I have known through life, that I've studied, that I've read about. And I figured with this being the last Saturday in February, this is Black History Month, I figured I would try and find a famous black bartender who really did all the good stuff. And I'm not going to lie, I found him. He was a fantastic man. He was a wonderful bartender and known throughout all levels of society in the 1900s. He was just before Prohibition. He was sort of doing his thing. Unfortunately, after Prohibition, like happened to so many bartenders, we just sort of lost touch with him. Some people think that he went on to just be a laborer, which is a very sad situation. Not that being a laborer is bad, but this was a super talent. This was a very, very talented man. His name is Tom Bullock. He wrote this book right here. This book is called The Ideal Bartender. He was the very first African-American bartender to ever write a cocktail manual, and some people think that he was actually the person to create a cocktail called the Gimlet. That's a big one. That is a really, really big one to create. I don't know if anybody on Instagram can get a message to Kyle. Let me know that it is working on Instagram. Oh, it's back. Okay. So anyway, so this is a deep thinker and a very, very interesting bartender, Tom Bullock. So I did buy his book. I don't believe the proceeds go to him and his family anymore. I wish it did. I don't know where. I just got it on Amazon. It's really just going to Jeff Bezos. It's the only place I was selling it. So we are going to be doing this now. We're going to start off first of all with the DAD, the drink along drink that I give you guys every week. So that you guys can have something to drink if you don't want to go out and find all the weird ingredients that I send you out for. Things like pineapple gum we'll be using today, or pineapple syrup, pineapple and sugar. If you don't want to do that, just a little bit of mint, a little bit of sugar and a little bit of rye whiskey, and you have yourself one of Tom's most famous cocktails. He did not invent the mint julep. He didn't do it. But he was involved in a court case with Roosevelt, with President Roosevelt in 1913. President Roosevelt, this has been going on for a long time. I'm just going to let you guys say this has been going on for a long time. Grant's asking the question. Everybody's always asking, where is Glenn? I don't know. I didn't text him today to remind him, so the days sort of crammed together. I was trying to get other stuff done. Anyway, he was involved in a court case where he was calling out what he was saying was fake news. He didn't say fake news. He didn't say that. But he was saying somebody was being libelous to him by saying that Roosevelt, ex-President Roosevelt, was a drunk. He's a drinker. He imbibes too much. Can't get his head together. This buffoon. Roosevelt shot back. So that's a damn lie. That's a damn lie. I don't like that at all. I have had but one drink, my good sir, and that is just a couple sips of a Tom Bullock mint julep. Sounds like a good excuse. Sounds about right. You know, maybe just had a couple sips. It's such a famous bartender. The most famous bartender in St. Louis. There I was, just hanging out, having a couple sips. Well, of course, the St. Louis Dispatch came out and said, we know Roosevelt is lying. We know it for a fact. Why do we know it? Because nobody has ever had just one or two sips of a Tom Bullock cocktail. I like that story. I think that's a fun, interesting story. The newspaper came to help Tom. Everybody was standing up behind him, and in this book, just finish this, then we'll get into making. I know what you guys are here for. You guys aren't here to hear me read things, then reinterpret them. But this book that I have, The Ideal Bartender, does have a foreword, and I think the foreword is pretty interesting. Just read you a touch of this, just so you guys know. There it is. I have known the author of The Ideal Bartender for many years, and it is a genuine privilege to be permitted to testify to the qualifications of such work. It goes on and on. Very, very flowery. It gets to the signature, and it is G.H. Walker. G.H. Walker. Now, G.H. Walker, George Herbert Walker. We all know that name somewhere. Yeah. He is the great-great-grandfather of a president, and the great-grandfather of another president. Tom was running in big circles for a long time, really bringing bartending to an art and making it so that, you know, we're not all just I'm going to say buffoons one more time. We're not all just it's just not all buffoonery. It's not all just late nights and drinking until our eyeballs have fish swimming in them. It's not all just that. There's all kinds of stuff that we do. That's what we're trying to do here. Anyway, Tom was great at that. We are not going to be making a mint julep today. No. You guys can do that at home. Fairly easy. Can you make it exactly as good as Tom? I don't know. Who knows? But we are going to be making one of his juleps. Yeah, we're going to be making a drink called the Overall Julep. This is a specific julep that is made for the St. Louis Country Club in the before 1913. Kyle coming in, throwing those handsome bombs like it's no big deal. Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate you, buddy. People saying Glenn is now looking for the stream. Let's hope he doesn't drown. He gets confused. If you guys can, it makes my night so much easier. Just have some chats with yourselves over here. I like to highlight little comments. That is my new favorite thing. Keith says hello. A lot of hellos, a lot of clapping. Kiana throwing those hands up in the air. There we go. And this is the thing I was talking about to you guys earlier. This is from a watcher with the Disney Drinking Society. Was wondering about clear ice. I am going to put together a video on clear ice here very soon. So that's what that is. Derek showing me two bunnies, or one bunny. 2 fingers. Let's begin this cocktail. We are going to be shaking this guy pretty good, pretty hard. Now, what's great about these old-time books that we have here are that they are often written in weird code. Eric praying for Glenn, it looks like, that maybe he does make it here at some point. They're written in weird code. Things like ponies, jiggers, wine glasses. So are these going to be exact measurements? No, because we don't exactly know what... they were not universal measuring ways long ago. So just throw a wine glass in there, throw a jigger, throw a pony. We have a pretty good idea of what they are, so let's begin to build this one. This is called the overall Julep, and we are going to be mixing our base, or splitting our base up so hard in this one with 2 of my favorite things. One of those favorite things is going to be, big stretch, is going to be this guy right here. This is called, oh, there it is. This is called gin. Oh boy. Originally called for Gordon's gin. I couldn't find Gordon's gin. So instead, I went with my favorite stuff. But this is Martin Miller's. We're going to be using 2/3 of a wine glass. Best guess at this is 2/3 of a wine glass is going to come in at roughly, or a wine glass is going to come in roughly 2 ounces. So we're going to be doing 2/3 of 2 ounces. That is 1.3. 1.3. We're going 1 1/4. So let's go ahead and hit it with 1. There we go. And just a touch more. I'm going to go to 1 1/2 because I'm not scared of no ghosts. Gin keeps the ghosts away. Martin Miller's is not a haunted gin brand. Oh, Derek with a little fun fact. Derek is saying that the Gordon's gin is the same Gordon from Gordon's Fisherman. Now, that sounds like a made-up fact from Derek. So I'm putting a Kush Tender, do your own research note on that. I think Derek just only knows 2 people named Gordon. And he just met one of them tonight, and it was the gin guy. 1 1/4 there. We're going to be doing 1 1/4 of rye. Now I only have these little airplane bottles of rye. I make that joke every week. Every time I pull this huge bottle out, I make that joke. If you guys hate that joke, just put it in there. I will stop saying it. Sometimes you just get into a rut. You got to fill an hour once a week of making 3 drinks. And you say the same stuff over and over. But Kyle's new, so maybe Kyle hadn't heard that before. Hey, Kyle, this is my airplane bottle because I don't like flying. Waka, 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 waka. Never made that sound before. I'm not going to do it again. Let's go ahead and do that. 1.25 ounces of the rye. You can even go up to 1 1/2. Why not? Hit it hard. Next thing we're going to reach for is this homemade Grenadine. Kush, how do you have so much time to make homemade Grenadine? Isn't it some sort of huge process? No. Guys, sugar and pomegranate. Sugar and pomegranate. That is what Grenadine is. It makes a much nicer pomegranate Grenadine than getting that stuff. Oh! Glenn is here, everybody. Glenn is here. And the people rejoice. He's here. I'm sure he was watching an old version and was noticing that I was saying the same jokes. He might be watching this one, noticing that I do tell the same jokes. Even here, even when it's live, I say the same jokes. I don't have that many jokes left. That's all there is to it. Anyway, let's go ahead and hit this with a 1/2 of a wine glass, which is going to be an awful lot of Grenadine, I think. That is 1 full ounce, but my man Tom said we got to put that whole thing in there, and I agree with Tom. Drop that in here. Hey, John, very excited to see Glenn over there. Derek, very excited to see Glenn over there. Show is just not the same without Glenn. Glenn, a lot of pressure on you, buddy. Hit him hard. He's already started. What a jerk. What a jerk. Okay. Let's go ahead and take this. This is going to be just a lime. We're going to use the juice of half of a lime. We're going to be using the juice of half of a lemon. So get those bad boys ready. Let's look in here to see if I was prepared. Was not prepared. So instead, we'll have to be doing this with the orange squeezer. Go ahead and squeeze that in there. Perfect. Here we go. Perfect. Now, as we're doing this, I do want to say, for those of you who are going to stick around till the very end, we have, in my opinion, the most complex cocktail we have ever made on this channel as the last one. That's a little tickle your underlings with a feather. I just want people to stick around. Yeah, that sounds like a julep. Now, this julep did not call for mint. Even a little bit. So instead of using mint, obviously, we are just going to go ahead and shake this one. But before we do, there is a very special person watching this currently. She is a huge fan, not necessarily of me, but she's a fan of the shake. Her name is Archer. And I want to say, hey, Archer, from your Uncle T, this shake is for you, girl. Let's go ahead and get something to shake with, whether it is the tins that Uncle T sent you, or if it is a glass or something. But I do want that Archer, my little niece, shaking this one hard. So fill this up with as much ice as you can possibly get in here. Let's go ahead and flip this around. Archer, remember when we shake, how do we do it? Do we do it like this? We do not. We put it up above our shoulder. We go back and forth, and we do this little motion so we can get all that liquid moving in a circle. Ready, Arch? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. We went a little extra long on that one. I figured people would be running around finding their stuff at the last second. We do want to make this one with some crushed ice. I crushed this ice fresh early. Fresh crushed ice has no different taste than old crushed ice. It's just, there's some buzzwords that you always like to use. Fresh. Moist. Everybody loves the word moist. Go ahead and throw this fresh, moist ice in here, nice and crushed, nice and easy, all the way up to the top, so that we have a drink that looks like that. Glenn throwing some shade real quick. There we go. Making sure that her uncle can count to 3. I can. And there was a Tammy dance that got thrown in there. If you guys are watching this show but not watching my Friday show, I understand. We literally only have about 80 years on this planet, so spending that much time with me could be a lot. But if you do need just a touch more of me, I do another show Fridays, 5 o'clock, mixed cocktail hour. It is awesome with Tammy Harrison. Let's go ahead and pour this guy right on into our julep. Make sure you pour it nice and slow so that ice can fill all the way through, all that air escaping my freshly crushed ice. Baby. It's our first cocktail. This is called the Overall Julep. Now, I did bring mint in because I figured I might do a julep. This one does not call for it. So we're just going to take our mint, we're going to slap it back and forth just a little bit, opening up our capillaries, making sure that that mint smells so nice, so fresh, so moist. Stop saying that word, though. The word's awful. And we're going to go ahead and shove that into here so that we have a cocktail that looks similar to this. Now, unfortunately, Instagram, you cannot see how close this is. I am promising that I will get the Instagram people back over so that they can comment with us, because there's always a lot of fun stuff going on over on Instagram that we just don't see on the rest of this. But, c'est la vie. This is how that works. This is the Tom Bullock Overall Julep. I'm going to taste it before I get Kyle with his very interesting hands coming in here. Yeah. Yeah, that Tom was a very talented guy. If you were able to make this cocktail, it, I believe, is delicious. not so nutritious, but delicious. Very, very good. Well shaken. Hopefully, Lenny's Archer was able to get that. Let's go ahead and get Kyle in here to grab his drink. Oh, Kyle, come on in. And in the meanwhile, oh, there he is. Oh, you can hear him. His big old feet just padding around. There you go, buddy. Yeah. Wait till Kyle leaves. It's musk. Just scented all over the place. It's awesome. While we're doing this, I do want to say thank you guys so much for coming each and every week. These cocktail classes will always remain free, but if you can, help out the channel. Venmo is a great way to do it. There's also PayPal, paypal.me/Kushtender. Really, really good way to do that. I do have a couple other people popping in here, but before I do that, let me just finish my little rap. If you can, pop on over to my YouTube channel, share it with somebody. Share it, man. It's good. It's fun. It's fun times. And also, the most important thing, pop on over every week. Come to Kush's Tiki Bar or Kush's Exotic Drink Emporium and have some drinks with me, and definitely chat it up like good friend Curtis Watkins. Just can't get enough of that Kyle. Oh, Kyle. Deidre coming in hot too. Is he related to Tom Selleck? Kyle Selleck. I wondered why his last name was Kyle Selleck. No, his last name was Helperton. We don't know who he is related to. He doesn't talk much about his life before coming to work for me. Apostle Tiki asks, very nice, is it possible to have too much Grenadine? I don't think so. I think that cocktail, the way it worked right there, was good with Grenadine. I think you can put more Grenadine in it. I say the sky is the limit. Oh, Deidre's asking if Tom Bullock is related to Tom Selleck. I think Deidre forgetting exactly how people are named. Not often are, I guess the Norwegians did it. I am John, son of John Johnson. I'm John Johnson. But no, Tom Bullock was you watch the stream again. I did a rap on it earlier. Let's keep going. We have more cocktails. This next one, I have not made it yet. I will out loud say I did not make it because of the stream of the show. I want to make that first one, which is a fairly technical drink. Just make it right. The next one, kind of out there, kind of weird. And then the last one, I'm going for showstopper. And tonight we have a showstopper. I promise. There are 1,000 ways I can screw this up. Derek Jeter coming through and saying that, Derek Hanley coming through and saying Derek Jeter is his brother, which that is true. That is a very, very true fact. So I guess that is sometimes how names work. Eric saying that his turned out really red and yummy. Well, you did it right then, Eric. Well done, buddy. Oh, I put that one back up there. There we go. Okay, let's keep going. This next one is called the Bizzy Izzy Highball. BIZZY-IZZY Highball. Let's do it. I am going to, instead of using lemon juice for this, even though I do have a lemon squeeze, I'm going to use this because we are using such small proportions of the lemon juice that we don't, I don't want to squeeze a whole lot. I'm going to keep this for later. I have a couple cocktails after this whole thing. So better that I just save that half lemon. We're just going to use a couple drops. If you don't have one of these guys, you just have lemon juice. We're really looking for very, very little. He says 3 dashes of lemon juice. You don't often see juices measured in dashes anywhere. And yet here we are. I mean, what a world. What a world we're living in. When we talk about dashes, 3 of them, we're looking for about 1/8 of an ounce. This one does not have 1/8, so we're going to go halfway to 1/4. That's how fractions work right there. Just a BB touch of that lemon juice. Let's Maybe touch that lemon juice. Glenn answered the question, can you have too much grenadine? He says you can. Whole story about rugs and whole situation, but I'll post it. If Uni likes it, I'm going to post it. Deidre also says Tiny Wedge, who is actually related to Tiny Tim. Tiny Wedge is actually related to Tiny Tim. It's weird. So we just have a touch of that. Now, next thing we have to add is going to be this guy right here. This is pineapple Gomme syrup. If you do not have pineapple Gomme syrup, we are looking for just a little touch of pineapple juice or a fresh pineapple. Really nice. Just a tiny little spear in there. Just BB, just a little BB, because we're only putting 1/4 of an ounce of this stuff in here. Plus some simple syrup. We're looking for a sweetened pineapple syrup. So just some simple syrup, equal parts sugar to water, with a touch of the pineapple juice until it starts to turn into about this color. So it is nice and sweet. But this is Gomme syrup that I'll be using. Gomme syrup is, of course, made with gum arabica. Gum arabica. I actually don't know how that works. I don't know how to pronounce it. This is gum arabica. It makes it a little thicker, a little creamier. And we go from there. Now, this dude was the king, clearly, of splitting his bases. A lot of his cocktails, a lot of his good ones, all had split bases. This is no different. Abby asking, can she use Stiggins Fancy Pineapple Rum instead? This guy she is referring to. Yeah, you can. I would definitely do a touch of simple syrup instead, though, or as well. So really, really make it a sweet mixture. This is the only sweetener we're putting in here. So be weary. Now, this next one, measurement, we're doing it in jiggers. In jiggers, we're going to be doing some of this guy right here. This is, I missed my mark. There we go. This is some sherry. Some sherry. Very nice stuff, interesting stuff. We're going to be doing a half of a jigger. And now a jigger is 1.5 ounces. So half of that, how much is that? 3/4 of an ounce. 3/4 of an ounce of a nice sherry. Now this is, when I say nice, I think it's like $12 at the Ralph's in the Valley. It's not nice, but it's fine. This is a Solera. I mean, it's aged and aged and aged. Very good stuff. So just find yourself a good sherry that you wouldn't mind drinking a touch of. Next thing we're going to be adding is some more of that rye. I will make the joke one more time and then I will retire it. This is my airplane bottle. This is just rye. Equal parts. 3/4 of an ounce of that guy. 3/4 of an ounce of rye. 3/4 of an ounce of rye. 3/4 of an ounce of rye. Oh. Okay. So we have all of our drinks in here. Glenn is saying that it is also pronounced Jerez. Deidre is asking, is sherry made from grapes? It is made from grapes. It is made from grapes. It's going to be similar to a sweetened wine. Usually made from grapes in Jerez, in Spain. Go ahead and grab you some ice cubes. Fill this guy up with a lot of ice cubes. We will be we will be using all of the ice cubes for this to fill up a highball glass. Yes. Uni Baby is saying that it is a fortified wine, and Glenn laying down the hammer saying, no singing. Sorry, buddy. I will sing when I am nervous. Nervous during the shows. Let's go ahead and give this guy a big fat shake. And there we have it. We are going to pump and dump this one. We do not need to put this over fresh ice. We will be adding a touch of soda water to this, so give yourself a little bit of room right up at the top. I'm a professional bartender that spills everything. That is not how I should have done it. Should have had a little bit more control over that, but I think we'll be fine. There we go. We're going to go ahead and throw this right in here, and here we go. Just a touch of soda water. I have the expensive stuff, the Perrier. I don't drink a lot of soda water. Don't really care for it for the most part. So we are going to make this a highball by adding the soda water to it. Now you'll notice as you pour that in, you will have two distinct layers. Push this back a little bit. Two distinct layers. We have this dark one and then we have this light one. That is not good for us. Not what we want. So we're going to take the longest spoon that we have, and we're going to throw this in here, and we are going to give this a bit of a stir. Yes, babies. Yes, babies. Yes. Yes, Gaga. Hey, anybody in the chat know if Lady Gaga got her dogs back yet? Very concerned about Lady Gaga's dogas. Let me know. Why not take just a little bit of this lemon that we have squeezed earlier? We all have it. We're going to cut this into like a pizza shape. We're going to go at a 90-degree angle. It's already been squeezed, so we weren't going to use it for anything else anyway. Oh, Kiana is saying that she did get her dogs back. Oh, that is not what that's... Oh. Yes. Abby is... Well, the first person to say it was Kiki. She said she did. And Abby saying she got her dogs back. She's upset that she knew about it. Eric also saying she got her dogs back. I got to ask you guys more questions. You guys know a lot about this stuff. And Glenn is saying, yep. How does Glenn know about that? It's weird. We're going to just take this little quarter piece right here. We're going to rest this gently on the side. I always like the look of that. It is being used. We're giving this lemon a second little life. And it looks like we are resting a tiny pizza on it. Let's give a Tom Bullock cocktail another try. Huh. You know, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this out loud. This drink, to me, tastes old. It tastes like an old style cocktail. Would I order this again? Nobody asked that. In fact, Derek just asked who let the dogs out. Nobody asked me anything about the cocktails. No, we're all talking about the dogs. Would I order this again? I might sip on some. It's just a little. It's a little. I was watching a little British bakery show. It's a little stodgy. A little stodgy for me. Let's see if Kyle likes it. Oh, Kyle. There we go. I think Deidre did ask this at the exact right moment, but there's a delay, so thank you, Dee. I don't know if I would order this. I might. There we go. Oh, there we go. Kyle brings in notes, gets his thing. How do you make the pineapple gum? Is there a video? Yeah. Now that you mentioned that, I do believe I said something about a video. A pineapple gum, very, very easy to make. You just have to get some gum Arabica. You have to make a gum syrup first. So you have to boil some gum Arabic into some water until it's nice and thick. Then you are going to take the pineapple with some simple syrup and just boil that in. So just put some pineapple juice in with some simple syrup that you're making right then. Simmer that in. You'll start to get this color. You then take those two things, you mix them together, and you have it. Pineapple simple syrup would work in this. Pineapple simple syrup would work in this. So I don't think it was necessary to really get that thing going. So just some pineapple and simple syrup, I think will do just fine. I am just sort of covering my ass, though, because I did say that I would make this one. Yeah. Sorry about that. I did forget to make that video. I forgot to make a lot of videos. Let's go. Before we get into this next one, I do want to see if you guys have any suggestions for any other kind of classes that you would like to see. I have thought of this one. This one is a series that I'll be doing about famous bartenders. So when I can't think of one, I will just find another bartender that I like. That it gives me a little out. But if you guys do have something else that you want to see, maybe I will soon do just another straight up Tiki class. People do seem to like those a lot. And I have the lights for them now. Those last lights were no good. Sorry, they're sitting right here. I don't want to talk about them, but those last lights were no good. This is much better. Derek asking if we can pay in installments for that last cocktail. There was some talk over here on YouTube about how much that drink would cost. Kyle Tender saying, at this bar, it costs you about $50. Kyle's telling the jokes. That cocktail in a bar, in a normal bar, I'm going to take a guess. In an LA bar, why not? That would be probably a $12 drink. That sherry is not super expensive. Maybe a $10 drink. I bet you could get away with that. Cool. All right, guys. I did promise this next one was going to be the most technically challenging cocktail that I've ever made on the show, and that is not a lie. This is not an easy cocktail to be making. Deidre's saying it's probably be $15. I think that's probably right. I don't know what price they're going to be after this. This cocktail's odd. I don't actually have the correct glassware for it. I need a puss. P-O-U-S-S-E. I'm going to pronounce it like that because the way that I want to pronounce it might give me a strike. So we're calling it a puss. This drink is called the American Puss. The American Puss Cafe is what it's called. It's a layered cocktail. It is layered 4 times. So we're going to be putting 1 layer, 2 layer, 3 layer, 4 layer, and then we will be lighting it on fire. That is how Tom Bullock, the king of bartenders, that is how he rolled. Now, we have to, of course, start off on the bottom with some of this guy right here. This is called Chartreuse. Chartreuse is green. This is the green stuff. We are going to be doing these each. I believe I figured this out at about 3/4 of an ounce. Now, I have this fun little guy. This is a different type of jigger. It is a measuring cup, really. But the thing that I like most about it is it has this little pour spout. So I can measure, and then I can pour. So let's go ahead and put in 3/4 of an ounce here. Now, this first one, it doesn't matter. We can just slosh that bad boy in there. Bloop. These next ones, though, get technical. So get your technical pants on. And let's start to build. I'm going to keep the camera down here so that you guys can all see what we're going on here. Now, if this doesn't work, then it means that I wrote down the ingredients in the wrong order. So we'll just try again. Let's go ahead and take our little spoon. And we are going to slowly pour this right here until we have added all of that. Is it just sinking to the bottom? Yes. Okay, so what's nice is I put them in the wrong order. Whoops. I put them in the wrong order. Listen, it happens sometimes, but the bartending gods have definitely saved me. Down here, you guys can see there is a level of white. Then there is a level of green. Ha! Put them in the wrong order, but it still worked out. I don't care. Next thing we have to add is going to be Curacao. Now, I make homemade Curacao. It takes me a long time. This is not Bacardi. This is Curacao. You can use any kind of Curacao you want, although I would recommend finding a nicer one than a poorer one. That is not what we want. So we're going to go ahead and put in 3/4 of an ounce of this. This is where we'll be getting even more of our sweetness. Everything we've put in here has been a little sweet. This is intense. So let's go ahead and put this on the back of the spoon again and pour as quietly as we can. There we go. There we go. And that Curacao has added a third layer. Oh, I should have put this on here. You guys seeing this third layer? One, it's a little tough to see with this camera, but there is definitely a layer down here, another layer here, and then there is a third layer that we have floated right there on top. Last layer we have to put in here is going to be some brandy. Glenn, who joined late, the first drink, I missed it, was the first drink Bullock's specialty, the gimlet. No, it was not, but we did discuss the gimlet. Show up on time next time, and we will get all that in. Yes, Derek is saying, I do not give an F about your order. Do not care. Last thing we have to put in here is going to be some of this. This is a brandy that we will be using. This is Remy Martin. Very, very nice stuff. We're going to be putting in 3/4 of an ounce of this guy. Now, again, float that as much as you can right there on top. Let's get it in here so we can definitely see. There it is. We are floating. We are hoping. Hope floats, people. Look at this. So now we have a layer. Let's see if I put my hand behind it. Yeah, you guys can see this a little better when I put my hand behind it. Those 4 different layers of cocktail that we have right there. We've done it. We did it, babies. Of course, we have to finish this drink off the way that Tom finished this drink off, which is, of course, by lighting it on fire. So let's do that now. I have a candle. These aren't real. In case anybody was wondering, these are not real lighters or candles. Go ahead and throw this in here. We're going to take 2 of our thing. Can I get Kyle real quick? Do you mind turning off these lights for me, buddy? We're going to get Kyle to come in, turn off one of the lights. Here he comes. Here, I'm just patting down. Just go ahead and hit the main overhead light. There we go. Okay, perfect. And now we light this on fire. We're just going to take this. We're going to rub it on the top. Until it starts to light. Give it one more try with more lights. When I made it last time, I think I put too much booze. I put more booze in there, and it definitely helped it out a touch. Let's just hope that I don't embarrass myself here. Go ahead and just rub this on the top as slowly as you can. That will start to jump. One more. It'll work. I can see it working already. One more. Oh my God. What a night. There we go. You guys see that? That is lit on fire. Ha! Ha! Did all that hard work, you can't even see it on camera. What a joke. Well, either way, it is lit on fire. It did have different sections. I did put them in the wrong order, but that's how that goes. Now, Kyle, of course, just left. So we're going to do the rest of the show in the dark. No worries. We're going to go ahead and put this out. There we go. Ha! It's out! And now we have a dark show. Now, if you want to make this into a nice, easy, drinkable cocktail, why not break every rule that you have and find a little clear piece of ice? A nice, clear piece of ice, and drop this in there. Oh, baby. That smoke comes through. It helps to mix that cocktail, but you can still see that there are definite layers. That ice sits between one of them, and there we have it. Let's just get a little clean going up here, and that is that. Those are the drinks that I have for you of Tom Bullock, not Tom Selleck's brother. I don't believe. There were people. Oh, there was D believing in me. Thank you, D. Let's see. There was some chanting. Thank you, Kyle Tender. D saying use 2 matches instead. That would have been better. Yeah. I don't know what that means. Okay. Boom, says Derek. Fire, says Uni. Love it. Does setting it on fire change the taste at all? Now, Lisa, the scientist, asking the right questions. Yes, it definitely does. It starts to mellow out some of that, some of the liquor from the brandy. It starts to burn some of that out. That is an important part. But it also gives it sort of a smoky taste. It definitely affects it. Is it the most pronounced change of all time? No. Is it mostly because it looks like the coolest? Yes. But there we have it. It is good. It is good. It is strong. So be careful. All right, guys. I do appreciate you guys coming out every week. Let me know. Oh, what was the first liquor? Unibaby is asking. The first liquor that you are supposed to put in there is Maraschino Liqueur. Then you want to go into that green chartreuse. That's where I made the mistake. But Maraschino is heavy enough; it does sink right to the bottom. After that, you want to put in some Curacao, something that normally would have. You can do a clear Curacao. I imagine that would make these layers look a little better. I didn't do that. And then the last final thing is going to be that brandy. Thank you guys so very, very much for coming out. I always appreciate that. Again, if you can help out the channel, Venmo, great way to do it. PayPal, I will take a shot with you. Sometimes too many. Sometimes I'll take too many shots. Otherwise, kushtender.com. Right here, kushtender.com is a new website. It's the newest, hottest website on the internet. Everybody's talking about it. It's fabulous. It's fantastic. Great website. That has all of my recipes, all my other stuff, and a way to get a hold of me and book me if you want to have me talk to your businesses. Thank you guys so very much. I will do my very best not to stay on camera accidentally again. That has been the theme of the last few shows. So hilarious. Oh, and good night, Archer. Okay, bye, guys. Boop.